And we are live. Let me know, please, in the chat if you can hear me okay. As we know, FaceAche takes a little bit of time to notify people. But YouTube, I can see you gorgeous bunch already there chomping at the bit to have a catch up. It's been way too long. Way too long. Let me know in the chat how you are, what you're up to, what the weather is like there. I know Deborah's told me she's absolutely freezing. So I'm sending some warmth, even though I don't have any warmth. I am still trapped in the UK. I say that very, very lightly. I'm not trapped. I'm still in the UK at the moment, and I'm going to be here for some time yet. And I've been kept under my will, ladies and gents. That's what's been taking place over here. Can you guys let me know that you can hear me okay? I'm hoping you can, but I've got no bloody idea. Seems like there's a bit of a delay going on. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Are we all good? I don't know if there's a delay with the Wi-Fi or what's going on, but hopefully it's okay. Good stuff. I am pleased. Yes, so the orbs are already out in force. They are definitely out in force. It is extremely profound what's going on around me at the moment. So let's get this party started. Ladies and gents, I haven't been on live for a number of weeks now for a multitude of reasons. I was off doing energy work. And as much as when I'm doing the energy work, I really do like to keep on top of you know, what's happening and like, you know, doing my live videos. It's not always easy when I'm on the road. Now, last Sunday, so a week ago yesterday, I was privileged enough to run Soul School 3 here in the UK in Birmingham, and my goodness gracious me, I cannot even say to you guys how powerful that day was. Like I still get really emotional. You can probably hear it in my voice. I still get really emotional when I talk about it, when I share about it. Some of the things that I've heard, some of the things that I've seen, the messages that I've received, and the feedback that has come in since Soul School has literally just made my soul come online. It's made me get extremely excited and passionate for the future. We're doing this. You know, we're actually doing this. We are actually creating the world that we need to be. Yeah, please do share your experiences in the chat. Like, honestly, it gives my heart such a beautiful feeling. I've had a really gorgeous message from a mum of one of the boys that was there today, which has completely blown me away. I've had messages from all sorts of people that you know, walked in with crutches and they left without them. People that had bad backs that now aren't having that. Like, it's just wild what went on in that room, and it is just so profound. And as always, you know, there were people that, you know, didn't quite get it, or they couldn't connect, or I've had a lot of messages saying, oh, you know, I'm getting there, but I can't quite surrender. It's all okay. You know, ladies and gents, what we need to remember is that we are divinely on time. Like, it's perfection, absolute perfection with what we are experiencing right now. Thank you. I love to be called a goddess. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that so much. So it's been really quite wild what has been taking place in the last week. And like I say, I'm very privileged that I've been given a reason to stick around in the UK a little bit longer than I had planned to. And I am excited creating some of the shifts. And I'm going to talk about some of those shifts this evening, because I put a video out maybe a week or so ago. It was definitely before Soul School. And I was talking about the 3 timeline shifts. So I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a minute. But before we do that, like, let me know how things are going on in your world right now. How are you feeling? How are you, like, navigating the energies that are taking place? Where are you at with what's going on in your world right now? My heart has been blown right open and had many epiphanies as to why I went through such tragic traumas and found the gold from them. I couldn't do this without Soul School. Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I'm so pleased to hear that. And actually, it's been the consensus, you know, the procedures, the process that I put you guys through in what I'm calling the morning, even though it wasn't the morning, but I mean the morning session, really blew the doors off, to the point that some people got very scared and they wouldn't let go again after that. But again, like I say, it's all about timing. When I was walking the room, for those of you that are in the Soul School Facebook group, you would have seen the couple of minute video that we've already put out. The event was filmed, and I'm blown away by some of the stuff that I've seen from it already. But we're in this period of time right now whereby we have no other way but to come together. You know, there's a separation that is taking place, and you are either coming together right now or we are pulling each other apart. And if we are pulling apart, what we need to recognize is the reasons that we're doing that, because sometimes that's an emotional trauma response. So let's say, for example, you know that you're really happy when you do this. In fact, let's talk about Soul School. Let's say we are really happy when we're in the Soul School bubble. Like, smash the love heart for me or pop the thumbs up on YouTube. If when you're at Soul School, you're like, yeah, I could just live here forever. Let me be in my little bubble with my beautiful soul family. Let me be, please, please, please. Don't, you know, like, don't allow the outside world to get involved. Like, I know for me personally, when I'm at Soul School, even though I'm the one doing the work and I'm the one that's channeling, I don't ever want to leave there. You know, I had two beautiful souls straight after Soul School, like pulling me back down to earth by my ankles and kind of like tying me in for the evening, you know. So it's really, really beautiful what's taking place. And it's that environment that we need to be imprinting within us right now, because that is what we should be accepting and nothing else. Literally, we shouldn't be accepting anything else. And, you know, I still see a lot of people talking about like the truth of stuff and about the financial this and the virus this and that and all the rest of it. And I just don't get involved. Jackie will vouch for this. She's in a group that I'm in. And the other week, like, they were talking about certain things. And I was like, I don't know if I'm living in a different realm, but like, I don't see any of this stuff. Like, literally, I don't see any of it. And they were all just laughing at me because it's almost like I am in a complete bubble. And I just don't get exposed to this stuff anymore. And I truly, truly believe, ladies and gents, it's because I don't choose it. Like, I don't watch any of that stuff. You know, my team every now and again will give me a couple of videos just so that I've got the consciousness on things, so that if necessary, I'll talk about it. But more often than not, I'm like, nah, it's irrelevant. Nah, no, not doing it. So we really, really, really absolutely need to trust this journey that we're on. We absolutely must trust this. Okay, we're too caught up in our own world. We're too caught up in being perfect, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. You know, we want to be perfect. And the consciousness shift that is taking place on the planet right now, the one that I'm talking about, is very much about stepping into authenticity, very much about stepping into love. And this is why Soul School had to be done on that beautiful date. I'm so at peace after bouts of sobbing, heart bursting with love since Soul School. Thank you, Lucy, team, and everyone there. Jackie, honestly, I'm so grateful to you for being there. And I think it's in the little snippet of the video we put out, or it might be another one of the videos, the little snippets that I've seen. We were doing some work on Danny. I called one of my team in to take over Danny, and then I come to you next. And it just made me remember when you gave that feedback the other day of, oh, I could feel when you were there in front of me. The feedback has been phenomenal, obviously, from the people where, and I went to so many people, by the way. There were so many people that needed shifts during the meditations and whatever. And that's not putting people down when they need the shift. Actually, it's bloody brave. You know, your soul was literally saying, please, please come and help me shift. Come and help me get through this. So Soul School was absolutely magical. This time round, and I think it was quite telling, is we only did one day. And my intention for Soul School was to literally just go in and do one day of just kind of like 50% of Lucy. But actually, according to my team, it was 110% of Lucy that showed up. And, you know, there were many people out there that were like, oh my good God, if that's one day, what's going to happen in 2 days? Well, ladies and gents, I've got some news for you. 2 days in Soul School is going to be absolutely off the freaking charts. Like, literally, it is going to be off the charts. Why do I know that? Because I've already been given what I'm allowed to talk about at the next Soul School, which is it never happens. You know, it never happens. And I've been given the location, and it's happening in 4 months' time. So, you know, like, for me personally, this is just a really, really beautiful period of connection for me to be able to get to start going down a much more beautiful route of being able to allow my team a little bit more time to get these things organized for us, which is amazing. If you're going to come to Soul School 4, please be very aware. We are going to we're going to notch it up again. The reason I only did the one day this time, and my intention was to go in a little bit lighter, was actually so that we could introduce new people to it, which we did. Over half the room had their hands up when I asked the question if they'd been to a soul school or not before, and I was absolutely shocked. You know, over half of the people in that room were like, no, I haven't been before, which was absolutely incredible. It means that the message is getting out there. It means that the news is spreading. It means that Soul School's mission and vision is actually coming into fruition. And for those of you that don't know about Soul School and you're like, what is this woman banging on about? I'm bringing at least 5 physical soul schools to the world. I channeled it in 2018. There is going to be a safe space for consciousness. There is going to be an attached healing center. And what I'm getting very recently as well is that we're going to be looking after retired athletes, going to be bringing them back on track. I'm surrounded by quite a lot of sports people. And this is very much about that surge of energy. And as I look, it's 777. The number is 777. Of course, what else would it be? You know, a little bit of Christ consciousness just to say, yeah, this is definitely what's going to be taking place. So, on the video that I did, in fact, before I go there, Soul School 4 is going back to being a 2-day event. And it's not going to, we're not going to do the semester like we did for the last 2-day event. My team might tell me off for this, but the reason we did that before is because we know the shifts that are capable of taking place within Soul School. We saw it this time around. A lot of people have said, oh, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, or I couldn't surrender, or I couldn't, I couldn't get connected, or the second 2 meditations I couldn't do. And what we've realized is that a lot of people freaked themselves out in the first one so much that they found it really difficult to surrender again, because what if they saw things that they didn't want to be seeing. So it's been quite a wild journey. And like I say, Soul School 4, the tickets will be out imminently. We just had a little bit of an issue with the venue. So we're just rectifying that at the moment. And then we can obviously get the tickets out, because we need to make sure that the venue and everything the costs are covered for that. So, you know, it's a bit of a challenge with the location that's been given to me. So, you know what, it is what it is, and it will work out the way that it is. What we do need to recognise, though, and as I explained very, very deeply at Soul School last Sunday, is in these moments right now, we are experiencing these massive, catastrophic cosmic waves. Let me know in the chat, or let me know in the comments, or by smashing the love heart or the thumbs up, if you are experiencing that. 1 minute you are completely highly energized and you're feeling elated, and then the next moment you're slipping into this space of, you know, well, who am I? What am I? What am I doing? And needing a nap. I spoke to one of my team just shortly before this video, and he said, you know, Lucy, all of a sudden, nana naps are required again. And that's what I've been saying today. You know, on a few occasions today, I've said that I need to go and have a little lie down. I haven't been able to, because Monday is my busiest day at work, but I've been like, I really need to lie down. And it's because the energies are shifting so significantly now. Like, we have sped up time between us. This isn't just me and my team and the energy work I'm doing. Like, between us, we have sped up time so much because we know it's irrelevant. So what we need to be doing is just allowing ourselves to go through these peaks and troughs, and just literally just grab your surfboard and ride it, ladies and gents. You are going to be getting tests from the universe. Like, we are shifting consciously to a higher level of consciousness. The only way we can do that, as I've explained to you guys so many times, is by shedding all of the baggage. What we're doing is we've literally got our backpack on. I talk about this a lot with you guys. We've got a backpack of emotions on, and we're like literally on our back with that backpack, because it's like having rocks in there. And we've got all of our traumas and all of our, limiting beliefs and everything like that in this freaking backpack. And we're like weighed over backwards. So the mission of the last few years has been to kind of just unpack some of that. Now, many people out there, and I talk about this all the time, many people out there have been pretending that they are doing the work. They aren't showing up. They're saying one thing and doing another thing. They have this complete disconnect for actually who they are. And, you know, if you are one of those people right now, I don't need to know because it's none of my goddamn business. But at the end of the day, my recommendation to you guys right now would just be to lean in and level the heck up, because you're going to have to go through this journey at some point in the future. So why would you just not start now? Why would you continue to settle for things that don't serve you? Why would you continue to go for your norm or go for what it is that you have always gone for when actually that hasn't worked? Why would you stay in a home that doesn't serve you? Why would you stay somewhere that doesn't appreciate you? Why would you stay somewhere where you can't communicate effectively? Why are you choosing to not communicate effectively? Because remember, ladies and gents, if that's what we're experiencing, that's what we're putting out. You know, you need to level up to be able to expect that to come in, but do expect the tests on getting us there. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through some of these comments because you're all commenting like crazy. And then I'm going to talk about the timeline shifts that took place. So enjoyed Soul School. My bad back disappeared too. Amazing. Whoop, whoop. That's freaking amazing. Unfortunately, didn't know what I was supposed to be doing during the meditation, i.e. how to surrender. Couldn't work out what I was supposed to surrender. Well, then that was all you needed to do. Genuinely, when you get in your head, basically, babe, what you've done is you've got in your head and you're like, well, how is this? What does this mean? And it's literally just surrendering to yourself, because then what needs to happen needs to happen. You know, you literally cannot say, right, I am going to go and shed my trauma from my dad cheating on my mum this time around. Like, you can't do that. It just doesn't work like that. What happens is we go along and we're like, you know what, I'm going to trust. I'm going to relax. I'm going to allow it to be. And then I'm going to allow whatever needs to come through. And that's how we get the messages. That's how we get the messages. So hopefully that will help. When you get the, I am going to send the music out at some point. I know a lot of you have been chasing me and asking. My team literally gave up their weekend last weekend with their families and their loved ones. I don't put any pressure on my team to get the playlists done and everything like that. And I need you guys just to get grounded back into reality, because Soul School is such a beautiful high vibrational space. Like, when you step out of there, it is a little bit challenging. You know, I drove from there. I think the drive was only about 5-10 minutes maximum. And I was like, okay, this is a little bit weird. Like, you know, I'm doing normal human things, but I'm still out there in the ethers. I really love Soul School, but I'm feeling totally disconnected. So Jane, what I would be doing if I was you, I would be grabbing a journal and I would be writing down on there, why have you chosen to disconnect? What it actually feels like is you've disconnected from the heaviness. If nothing is feeling real, I would enjoy that feeling. Personally, I love it when I'm walking down the road and I had an amazing, it wasn't amazing, but I've got a really good example of this yesterday. So I'm driving along in my car. I was coming back from the boxing with Paul Mann. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, actually. I went up to support my soul brother, Paul. He had 2 big fights in Wolverhampton, European Championships on Saturday night. He also had 2 fighters fighting in Manchester as well. Massive fights. I really, really, really like to put Paul's name on the map, kind of thing. So I went up there to support him. And yesterday I was driving back. To Bournemouth, where I haven't been for a little while. You know, I've come back down to see friends. I've come back down to see family, and, you know, just get a little bit of grounding in, a little bit of time, because I'm back off on the road in a couple of days. So on that drive back, it wasn't the normal route that I took because there was quite a lot of traffic on the way. So I took a different route and I was driving along. Now, I make sure that my car is protected. I've got crystal grid set up in my car, like literally I'm anal. I'm anal. I have to, because I do the amount of miles that I do and all the rest of it. I have to have a crystal grid set up. Now, what I often do as well is cloak my car, which not to the outside world, but I just cloak it to make sure that, you know, it's protected and all the rest of it. So I'm driving along and I'm indicating to go right, and it's kind of like down a country lane. There was absolutely nothing behind me whatsoever, and I could see there was a number of cars waiting to go. Well, the first car was waiting to go right. So literally, as I went to turn right, this guy that was also looking to turn right just pulled out straight in front of me. And this is on a level, clearly I wasn't grounded in my body, because that boom brought me straight back in. And this guy blatantly didn't see me. And that's what's happening right now. Like, people are walking into me, and I do get this quite often, but people are walking into me and they go, oh God, I didn't see you there. That's because we're of the light. That's because we're shining so brightly. People are literally walking past us. We're slipping between realms right now. So if nothing feels real to you, just ask yourself, like, are you choosing higher vibration, or are you choosing to be, in your words, disconnected? Does it mean that you're disconnected, or does it mean that you're just vibrating at a different frequency to everybody else that's around you? What we tend to do as human beings, especially us here in the UK, is we look to the negative. Why am I feeling like this? Why is this happening for me? What if you're one of the chosen ones? What if you've chosen a higher timeline to the people that are around you? Is that a bad thing? It's up to you to decide, right? I don't think that's a bad thing, because we can up and down our frequency to be able to speak to people and see people and all the rest of it. So, but again, that's just where I'm at personally. I've been releasing all the traumas I have been through. It's hard, but it's necessary for me to be free. Good work, Linda. Keep it up. Honestly, it'll be the best thing you ever have done. I'm in a different realm too. I tell people when they share news and stuff, not on my timeline. I love that, Jackie. There's been a shift in Jackie. Woohoo! I love that. I love that so much. I just don't get involved in it. Literally, I don't get involved in it. And so many people say to me, like, why do you not get, why are you being so ignorant? Why are you not watching it? Why are you not doing this? And I'm like, because it's my timeline. I'm choosing to not get involved in this stuff so that I can thrive and I can bring so much to the party. And what I've noticed is, my team, my loved ones, they're vibrating on a totally different timeline now. They're just like, no, whatever. Don't need that. Don't want that. And I was very fortunate earlier today to listen to one of my team explaining to somebody who I care about a lot how you can navigate certain energies. And it was so beautiful to listen to one of my team having this conversation. And I was just like, oh my God, the vibration is so high. And that's what we need to maintain. And it's down to us. I could easily get caught up. I have people send me videos constantly, all day, every day, about the bloody jabs and about the new viruses coming back. I mean, I was even told that I was responsible for bringing in a bloody biblical disease the other day. Literally, it's like, you've just left here, that means you've done this, so it's just funny what's going on, guys. But the thing is I just choose to rise above it. I choose that my victim is not my victim. I might get that, oh, why has that happened to me? But then I'm like, Lucy, you've called this in. Why are you not owning that? At what point have you asked yourself to go on this journey? And if we can all come from that, if we can all come from that space, then we are going to really elevate away from absolutely every freaking one else that is holding us down. Hi, Martin, sweetheart. I hope you're well. I hope you've stepped through some stuff since I last saw you, young man. I look forward to hearing all about that when the time is right. 117 sleeps till Soul School 4. You guys are freaking crazy. I love it. Well done, Lucy. You're an incredible soul. I love you and appreciate you and everything you do for Mother Gaia and the universe. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. That's a very, very beautiful message there. Lisa, I'm glad to hear that you're coming to Soul School 4, babe. Have you been to any of the Soul Schools before? I'd love to hear if you've been to any before. This is going to be the first one for you, and it's going to be a bloody game changer because it's going to be 2 days. And I already know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I know what I'm talking about. My team are like, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Lucy's actually been given some guidance as to where we have to be and what we have to do. So the shifts are taking place massively. 11/11, whoop, whoop, love that. Soul School made so many changes to so many people in so many ways. Lots of so's in there. Whatever you took from it, be grateful for it, appreciate it, work with it, and become a better version of yourself, even if it's 1%. Abso-freaking-lutely. I could not agree any more than that. Ups and downs and rounds and rounds. I actually posted that somewhere, or maybe it was a private message. I don't know. But basically, there's ups and downs and rounds and rounds, right? We literally are just in a period of time whereby we are literally having to grab our cosmic surfboard. We have to grab our cosmic surfboard, because until we do, we're going to constantly feel into all the noise that is around us. And exactly what Robin said here, I've let go of so much, but I have family members that are completely immersed in world situations. I wish I wasn't exposed to any of it. Okay, Robin, so my recommendation, so my mum and my stepdad, they still watch the news, right? So when I go to their house, I'm, obviously it's around me and I hear it and all the rest of it. But what I do is I just like give them little tidbits to get them to maybe just realize that watching the television and the perpetual cycle of fear is actually holding them back. And I don't mean to be funny about this, but if we stand in our truth, and I'm not saying turn this off, this is my belief, this is what we need to do, don't do this, don't do that, because otherwise that makes us as bad as the government, it makes us as bad as the bloody pharmaceutical companies, like literally. And this is the memo that the truth movement missed. Like what the truth movement did in the beginning was amazing. It raised consciousness on certain subjects. But then what happened was all of a sudden, I'm right, you're wrong, which means I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. I want to hear my message coming out of your mouth. That's bullshit. Utter bullshit. So what we need to do is detach, and Robin, maybe this is a bit of a tip for you, but detach from the attachment, detach from the expectation of your family being anything other than they are. And when you can see that in them, all of a sudden the love for your family will grow massively. You know, I knew that I couldn't change my mum. I knew that I couldn't change, like my mum's had a couple of the vaccines and my stepdad, you know, like, and it's their call. And in all honesty, now I have such a different experience around it, because I just think, you know what, it was their choice. I'm not going to build the perpetual cycle that they're going to get sick or they're going to have a heart attack or any of that. Like, I just don't do that. So I feel if we could all recognize that we have been creating this, like literally we have been creating it. We have created the stuff going on as long as it has. We've created, you know, all of the noise around it. And I remember a very good friend of mine said to me back in 2021, when I said I was stepping away from the protests and I was going to work with the high levels of consciousness, she said to me, Lucy, that will be the best decision that you ever made. You've been the warrior, you've been the leader. Now it's time to focus on you and what you want, because if you don't do that, then you won't ever experience what you deserve this lifetime. And it was in that moment I let go of all of it. I don't give a shit whether I'm right or wrong. I'm just going to share my opinions. And I'm going to, for me personally, I do that where consciousness is concerned these days. I'm not going to get into a spat with somebody about whether they should take a vaccine or not. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to speak about what activates my heart and how I can activate your hearts. That's all I'm interested in, is how can I help humanity step into authenticity and help humanity recognize love. And I'm not talking that lustful, pin me up against a wall lust, like love. I'm talking, because that's what people pretend love is, right? I'm talking about the unconditional love, the love that you guys felt when I called in the Divine Mother energy and I worked that room. That's the unconditional love that I'm talking about. That's the unconditional love. That is the kind of love that we need on this planet. That is the love that is taking place with these consciousness shifts, or timeline shifts, should I say. Those 3 timeline shifts. So the day that I posted the video was on the 9th of November. We had our first timeline shift then. I then predicted there would be another one on the 11th, and I predicted there would be another one on the 12th. At 5 p.m.-ish, on the 12th of November, whilst I literally just started the heart activation meditation in Soul School, there was a timeline shift that was captured by the Schumann resonance. This isn't me blowing smoke up my arse, ladies and gents. Trust me, I don't ever do that. I don't want to do that. It doesn't resonate with me, but it's true. You can go to the Schumann resonance on the 12th of November and you will see there was a timeline shift. They've actually identified it as a timeline shift, which is exactly what I predicted in that video on the 9th of November. Like, we literally have multiple timelines for us to step into right now. And it is all down to you. It's all down to you what you are going to do. Now, you can choose to stay and, you know, get like nastiness and all the rest of it around you. You can choose to get entrenched in work. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to work at all. Like, absolutely the opposite. You absolutely need to go back there, because you are the shining light. You are the shining beacon that is going to really help. This is the only way that we are going to change the world, ladies and gents. Like, literally the only way. So why are we not leaning into this? Why are we still getting caught back up? It's like we're luring you back in with a bit of fear porn. Now, the thing that I heard one of my teams say today, and it's really, really valuable advice, and I'm sure they won't mind me sharing this, but every single situation, because this is what I bang on about, but it came from him and I just think it was really beautiful. Every single decision that you make on a day-to-day basis is either premised from love or from fear. And I mean literally love or fear. And people will be like, no, I'm not choosing fear. I'm not scared of anything. But every time they open up a video and they get angry about that thing there that's taking place in politics or in finance or in whatever world, trust me, that's fear. How can you be angry and in love at the same time? You can't. You're either angry or you're love. And anger is fear. So anybody out there that's going, no, I'm just a warrior and I'm just sharing this. No, you are perpetuating fear. And that is why I had to stop. And that is why some of the people that have come to Soul School, and I feel so privileged that they've been such amazing sponges, they've come to me and shared, you know what, I've changed my message a little bit. The message is still the same, but I'm expressing it from my heart. I'm expressing it from love. I'm expressing that it's okay to come from love. And that's what we're here to do, ladies and gents. We are shifting constantly at the moment with every decision that we make, in every turn we take, we are shifting. Every decision that you make, every person that you let into your life, every live video that you turn up to, every YouTube video that you watch, every Facebook, I like to call it face ache, as you guys know, because it pissed me off a few years ago. Every face ache video, like every single thing that you watch. And this is why I don't really look at anything. Like if you get a cheeky little like from me on your posts, it's because it was there when I opened my Instagram to do whatever I was doing, or opened my Facebook. I just don't look at it. Why? Because what I've realized people do these days is they pop a little bit of a snippet on for something. And I saw this in regards to the stuff that's going on in Israel, right? This woman had put this like thing to lure people to watch this video, and then all of a sudden it was this treacherous stuff around, you know, what was going on. And again, like, I'm not ignorant to this stuff. I know, and trust me, they've got my energetic support fully, but I'm not going to buy into giving my energy, giving my time, and giving my love to something which is going to cripple the freaking world. Every time we perpetuate that fear, we're crippling the world. I know I went off on a bit of a tangent then, by the way, but I felt like it was needed. I still can't articulate, and it's like I'm digesting every moment. The deep gratitude and love within me is literally overwhelming. I'm just trusting now, moving forwards. Good job. Now, you know, Dee struggled, you know, there's no other way of putting it, but Dee struggled at Soul School 2 to release. Like, literally, she was just like fighting it. And I literally went to battle with this woman, and like in a space of love. I literally held space to really, really, really allow this to just shift within her. And this time round, I saw her throwing her arms in the air. I saw her light language coming on. Like, honestly, it was absolutely freaking amazing. So for those of you out there, I can't remember the young lady's name a minute ago that said she couldn't quite surrender. You know who I'm talking about. I'm just quickly scrolling back through the chat. Sian, what you'll find is next time, because you know what you're going to. Because remember, when people come to something like Soul School and they're like, you know, I need to let go. Like, unless you know that you're going to be safe, you're probably not going to let go. Now, a lot of people that come, they know me very, very well. Like, they followed me for a number of years. They've been in the same car as me. They've been in like all of this stuff. Do you get what I mean? Like, they've spent time with me. So, you know, they know that they can just surrender and feel safe, and I've got them. Oh, that's a really sweet comment. It was my first time at Soul School and I didn't know what to expect. I haven't stopped crying. I'm still figuring it out. Thank you, Lucy and team. It was a beautiful day. Why did I not see you there, Missy? Like, why did I not see you there? I wish you told me that you were there. I would have come and found you and given you a big, big, big squeeze. Ah, right. So Sienna's actually come out now and said, I saw so much emotion, I felt a bit inadequate. Right, boom. So Sienna actually was comparing her journey to everybody else's journey. And comparison is the thief of joy. And I need you guys to recognize this and remember this. We are not in a space whereby we need to be comparing with anyone. We are divinely perfect, each and every one of us. We are literally gods and goddesses in this human skin form, like we're literally just rocking it. And nobody, did you guys just see that orb literally just pop up here then? That was so weird. It was like going into my breast. Clearly I needed something in my heart then, which is really beautiful. So please don't ever compare yourself. Like, you know, Jamie's journey is never going to be the same as Denise's journey. Kelly's journey is never going to be the same as Lizzie Pip's journey. And I've got to be honest, that comment there, amazing isn't the word, she can't be described. Like, that's just, my heart has just gone in a massive, massive way. So thank you, Jamie Denia, for that beautiful, beautiful comment that you've posted there. So yes, please do remember to hit thumbs up. Lizzie gets very upset if we don't hit the thumbs up, people don't get to see the video. So the way that the YouTube algorithm works is the more you comment and the more you put your thumbs up or the love hearts on Facebook, then obviously more and more people get to see it. So if this is an important message for people to hear, and it's not even about Soul School, this is about how we create the consciousness shifts. This is about how we are literally going on an evolution right now, and none of us are going to get out of this without going through it. So we don't need to judge each other. What we need to remember is, like, people often say to me, yeah, well, I'm not where you are on the journey. And I said, thank God for that. Like, thank God for that. You're bringing your piece of the puzzle to the party, and we need that. We need that piece of the puzzle more than anything else on the planet right now. Like, people have got used to my vibration. You know, yes, admittedly, I'm like, you know, on a bit of a rocket launcher at the moment. You know, every single time it feels like it's bigger and bigger and bigger, which is freaking phenomenal. But why is that happening? Like, why am I feeling like I'm raising in frequency? Because you guys are raising in frequency. So by default, we're all going up. You know, it's freaking amazing. Amazing when we do this. Amazing. Like, I wish genuinely my team are going to really shout me down for this in such a big way, but I wish I could do one of these every month. Like, I would run it every single month if I could. A bit more, any more than that. I mean, I'd like to do it once a week, but I don't think my team would cope. I'm not sure my body would either. It's taken me about a week to come back down, I think. So, you know, but I would love to do these things as many times as possible so that we could literally just get the consciousness shifting around the world. The last few years, I felt invisible amongst the masked folk whilst out there. Never once was I challenged for being smiley faced amongst the masked and supermarkets. Kind of weird, for sure. Absolutely. Honestly, Laura, I was told by one of my team that I was I had literally brought the bloody biblical disease in. You know, I mean, thanks for giving me that amount of power, but I don't think I'm quite that. I know, Lisa. Lovely to see you, babe. Oh, yeah, you definitely need to come to Soul School for them, babe. I like the way you come to the 2 days. You skip the 1 day as well. That's far too easy for me. I'll go all in. I don't know about you guys, but I think, or my team definitely say that this number 3 was the most powerful yet. Apparently, because I'm over 60, I should be taking meds daily. This from a doc a couple of years ago. She had no reason to support this when I asked why. Wow. Isn't it weird? Isn't it really interesting? It's just so funny. I just find it so interesting. There was Northern Lights, reds and greens in North Dakota and Minnesota the night of Soul School, and thought that was super interesting. What's interesting, Gina, is, and it's very interesting that you say that. So my mum, I declared it to the people that I was with on the Sunday night. My mum messaged me going, "Hi, Lou," as she always does. She's like, "The Northern Lights are going to be seen in Birmingham tonight." And I was like, wow, that's really fascinating. Yeah, apparently, and this is very expected when we do these energy shifts and when we do this energy work. You know, it had been a culmination of a few weeks of energy work leading up to the amazing Soul School. So you saying that has just told me that you got the codes from Soul School where you are in North Dakota and Minnesota. So that's freaking awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Please don't ever think that it's not linked or whatever, because it always is. I get that we bring in our experience, but recently I witnessed to suicide, and I'm so drenched from it in fear from it. I don't know how to step away from the fear. So Joe, ask yourself on a level why you called that in. Why did you need to experience it? What was it that you weren't willing to believe before you experienced that? Now, what I would be doing again is, and by the way, I just want to say I'm really, really sorry to hear about that. It's absolutely tragic, you know. And as much as I've been saying for a long time, that suicide is going to be on the up because people don't know how to cope with these increased consciousness. There is a reason it had to be you, babe. Now, I know this sounds hideous, but I want you to just feel into for a moment, what if your soul needed to be there to allow that soul to leave? What if your soul was the peace that soul needed in those last minutes? What if that soul is now at far more peace than they ever were in this realm? Now, I'm not saying that that's easy to deal with. I'm not saying that that is something simple or it's going to happen overnight that you just get that. But what if? I just want you to consider it, because for me personally, every single person that leaves this world via suicide, or even just when natural causes take their death, or when youngsters get killed, what we need to remember here is their contract is done. Harsh, but the truth. Their contract is done, and they have to leave what I call the aftermath to the people so that they get their lessons. Jamie's a great example of this. He's shared on a video with me about his sister committing suicide. Horrific, horrendous. And you've got to remember that it was you that was chosen there for a reason. I'm not saying that that's going to be nice for you to deal with, but what I would do is I would grab a journal and I would write down why it had to be you. Like, what was it that maybe you weren't willing to see, or maybe you weren't willing to believe before this, or maybe, what connection did your soul have to that soul for you to actually have to be there? If you knew them, that would be a very easy exercise to do. If you didn't know them, maybe you were the peace, maybe you were the love, maybe you were the connection that soul needed in those last final moments. I'm sending you love and strength, Joe. If you need me, drop me an email to support@lucydavis.com, all right? And I will do my best. If I'm not around for any reason, Morwenna will come back to you. So I will let her know that as well, that you might be reaching out, sweetheart, okay? But just know that if you need me at any point, you can do it by that means, all right, sweetheart? I've been to all 3 soul schools and got something different from each of them. And although this one was absolutely the most powerful, can't wait to see what number 4 does for us in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Soul School 3 was the time of Diwali. Yep, absolutely. Yep, and my initials. My name means light. Lucy means light, the bringer of light, and my initials are LED. So how cool is that? Like, literally, I am the light. I am the chosen light to bring to the world, which is really interesting. Soul School Day opened up loads for me, so much that I declared my love for someone and had to say shortly after that, I'm in love with them. Thank you, Lucy, for doing all of your work. Oh, my heart's melting today. Oh, my heart is completely melting at that. That's so beautiful. Oh my God, I think this introductory agency needs to start up sooner, don't you guys? I think we just need to get on there and get more of this love out there, bring the people together that need to. And I've heard, word on the street is there might be a cheeky little connection that's taken place from Soul School 3. So maybe we should do one about, dating and love and bringing everything in at some point. She is still a black, Jamie, after all, if you didn't know that. Apparently I'm still a black. Exactly, Lucy. Suicide. My thoughts when I was in a similar situation a few years ago. Yep, absolutely, babe. And I've had a number of people tell me in the last few days that they tried to commit suicide in the last 3 years. And I just want to remind you guys to hang on in there. Like, hang on in there. My support email inbox is always open, and if you need me, that's the best, quickest way to find me. My inbox on Instagram and Facebook are an absolute shit show, so I wouldn't even bother wasting your time with them. I would get an email to me at support.com, support@lucydavis.com. I don't even know my own email. And Morwenna will call me and get me on it if it needs to take place. It needs to take place quickly. So I just want to remind you guys of that. None of this stuff is easy. And I don't know why you guys signed up for suicide in your lives, like any of you. We need to figure out what that was, though, so that gap can be fulfilled. Whether it was your mum, whether it was your sister, whether it was your friend, like whoever it was, we need to recognize that the contracts that these souls were in were over. And there is nothing that you could have done to save them. And I mean that. They're nothing. It was their time. It was their contract date. Now, none of us know when our contract date is up. I reckon I'm going to live to 125 personally, just because, you know, I do. I just think that, like, I just think I'm just going to be around for a very, very, very long time. But I don't know that factually. Souls are desperate to be here, Tiffany, and that is, before we incarnated, we were desperate to come. I can see me at the front of the queue. Me, send me down there. I can sort this shit show out. Let me go down. Please let me get involved. Please let me sort it out. But as much as we were desperate to come down come down and do this, now what we've done is just, we've had our minds wiped. And so when these beautiful things take place, in the sense of, like, we get activated and then we recognize that these situations and circumstances are coming to us. Like, what you've got to remember is, when we're rising up, there are people that are going, I can't cope with this. Like, their physical vessel literally cannot cope with it. So they choose to check out. And if that's happened in your family, I'm sending you so much love. But I also want you to consider, at what level did you need to call that experience in? So Amy's put, your aura at Soul School 3 was glowing. Me and Louise both noticed. There was a lot of photos with me. Literally, I'm shining like a bloody Christmas tree light. So thank you for noticing. And I really, really appreciate that, Amy. There's some amazing pictures out there, which is just absolutely amazing. Lizzie, thank you so much for putting that in there. I really, 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 really appreciate it. So if anybody knows, if anybody needs some support, please do let us know about that, okay? I had a gold aura, did I? That's beautiful. Guys, we've got these multiple timelines that we're picking right now. Joe, you're so welcome, sweetheart, honestly, and I am sending you so much love. I apologize if you think that I've been a little bit cutthroat, but I need you to recognize your soul has called this in on some level. Like, there's something that you need to do with this. So, and Jamie's a great example of this, actually, because he actually goes out and speaks about his sister committing suicide and his nephew being killed. So maybe at some point, Joe, there's going to be somebody that you're going to help with this experience by going through this process with yourself. Like, don't shut down to anything. Just know that there is a support network around you if you need it, darling, okay? You're in my heart, sweetheart. So I predicted 3 timeline shifts. We've had 3 timeline shifts. There's probably been another one since, but I haven't bloody paid any attention, ladies and gents. I've literally just been off the radar, enjoying myself, immersing myself in so much love. It's been absolutely beautiful. So please, please, please do, if you haven't watched the 3 timeline video, go and watch that as a priority, because then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we've got these 3 options, and I believe that we're going to be being presented with 3 options constantly from here. And this is about the timeline. This is about the level that we are willing to go to. So, for example, and I think I said this in the last video, I'm picking the highest timeline. Like, I love my mum, I love my dad, I love my stepdad, I love everybody in my family. But you know what? I'm picking that timeline. Why? Because I freaking well deserve it. I'm not going to sell myself short anymore to make other people feel comfortable. I'm not doing it. So I'm picking the highest timeline, and I'm saying to my team, like, I want you to come with me because I love you. It's up to you, though. I'm saying to people that I love around me, I want you to come with me, but this is going to need a hell of a lot of leveling up. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do it? Like, I'm having to level up. They're having to level up. All of us are having to level up. I want to live in peace and harmony. I deserve peace and harmony. I deserve abundance. What do you deserve? Because where your focus is going right now is the energy that you're bringing to you. So if you're focusing on negativity and drama and perpetual fear, and, Joe, I'm sorry to say this because of the sensitive subject, but if you're focusing on the death and you're focusing on that kind of stuff, like, of course you're going to get more of that to you. So how can we look at these situations and take these circumstances and be like, right, what is it that we need to do to recognize this is either serving us, not serving us, holding us back, or helping us get to the highest timeline. Oh, did you see this orb? Fucking hell, excuse my French. Did you see that? Ooh. Tiffany, great question. Will the children automatically rise up to 5D? They're already there, babe. It's only the adults that are holding them back. The children are there. We don't need to worry about them. A lot of people spoke about a lot of children being abandoned by parents and things like that as the consciousness shift changes and, you know, as the world collapsed and all the rest of it. But I am letting you know big time the children are already there. Let them hold space for you to do the work and actually get the shifts that you need to be the mother or the father that you need. The kids are sweet. Please don't ever think because your kid has been, I don't like using the word kid, I don't know why I'm using it. Your children have picked their timeline first and foremost. And if they have been diagnosed with a label like ADHD, autism, please ditch that. Please, like, I get it gets you some help. I get that it gets you certain things, but please ditch it. You are holding your child back. If they have been given a label, trust me, they are one of the highest vibrational beings on the planet right now. There is a reason they've been given a label. There's a reason why all kids and all people want labels these days. They are bullshit. They are holding you back. You just haven't realized your absolute purpose, your absolute passion, your absolute divinity that is lying within you. We've got to stop using this stuff as excuses, and we got to realize, shit, like I've just been given a label, so that must mean I'm really freaking special. So what does this mean? Some people need a label for them to be able to deal with life. Like one of my good friends, she says to me all the time, yeah, but Lucy, it helps with this and it helps with that. I get that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is at some point, you've got to realize that you are so freaking disconnected to where you should be. That's why you've been given that label. And these people don't give a shit about you. They want you to continue to be disconnected, which is why the meds come out and which is why they do certain things and they try and exclude you or put you in a different set of friends. You know, it is so amazing that we get the choice to choose. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Different is amazing. Like if I was put in front of a doctor now, like honestly, I would probably be diagnosed as all sorts of different weird and wonderful things. I just choose not to go to doctors, you know, because I'm so comfortable in the world that I'm living in. I'm so comfortable with what I am creating. You know what? It's not going to be for everyone. And do you know what? Again, I'm comfortable with people looking at me going, she's batshit. Like, fine, if that's what you want to believe, then that's what I am. All of us are magic. We are pure magic. End of story. So let's start treating ourselves as such, ladies and gents. Choose the right timeline is my recommendation to you. Choose the right timeline for you, not for me. I'm going highest. You guys do whatever you want to do, but I'm picking the highest timeline. Yeah. So Jay, again, this is a really, really, really interesting one, right? One of my very good friend's daughters, she wanted a label and she got on the phone to me. She's like, shit, Lucy, what do I do? How on earth do I deal with this? So I coached her through it. Honestly, I coached her through this experience, and her daughter is now like, thank you so much, because I didn't want a label. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. And this is only in the space of like the last 18 months or so. And now she's like, thank God I don't have the label. Because once you've got the label, you can't ever get rid of it. So for me personally, am I matchmaking Denise and Jamie? Is that what I'm doing? I love that. I think that's what I've just seen here. I don't know. When children are given the opportunity to speak, it's amazing the visions they share. So what's really interesting, Tiffany, is at Soul School this time round, we had a lot of children. We had 15 under the age of 18 and 2 of the 9-year-olds. So I spoke to a number of the 9-year-olds and they were amazing. Like, I swear to God, if their parents give me permission, the next one-day event that I do and they come along, I'm going to be getting those freaking kids on stage and I'm going to be like, here's the mic. I'm going to go and sit over there whilst you just tell everybody what's going on. Like, it's so important. It's so important. I've been doing this shedding trauma, which I've been suffocated by them. Yeah, absolutely. Like we're all going through it right now. Everybody, please don't think that anybody is not going through it. Everybody is in that mode. We heard from the beautiful Sian earlier, or Sian, I don't know which way you say her name. And she basically said, well, I was comparing, like I was listening to other people releasing and like I just wasn't there. And you know what? That's what held her back from getting her results. So this time around, she will focus much more on being present with the self rather than perpetuating our comparison going forwards. Anyway, you gorgeous bunch. It's lovely being back with you. I love the bants that have been going on in the chat. I love the fact that you're all talking about Cupid. I am going to start a soul school. I was going to call it sex soul school, but that's really wrong, isn't it? I'm going to start a soul school for singles, a single soul school. That's what I'll do. I'll connect you and, you know, just bring you into alignment, my gorgeous bunch. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I need to eat some food before I go on to my next course. And I will be back with you super soon. All right. Mwah. I love you guys to the moon and stars. I will catch you in the next video. See you guys next week.